Water for the accent. We are making a bolognese sauce, beef bolognese sauce for any pasta that you want. Either you want to use spaghetti, yeah, most popular dish. If you want to use a flat pasta as well, there are different kind of pasta. You can use fettuccine or pappardelle, or you can use fusilli pasta as well. But what I'm using today is I will be using a penny pasta. It's a kind of tube pasta. But normally you can get into the restaurant in there is spaghetti bolognese. But if you are cooking at home, you can use whatever you want. I have a spaghetti, or the best, for me, instead of spaghetti that I'm using, it's called bucatini. It's a kind of similar look like spaghetti, but there is a hole in the middle. That hole in the middle will hold a sauce as well in it. So yeah, that's the bucatini. But what we're using today is a penny pasta. So if you're cooking at home, I know you can use whatever you want, whatever pasta you want, you can use that. So now we go back into cooking. So we are dicing onions, carrots, celery, and roughly chopped garlic. We have our diced onions, diced carrots, diced celery, and our garlic. Start with the onions. Ooh, that's hot. Please subscribe and press the notification bell so that you get notified every time I have a new video for you. And please like the video as well and subscribe. Thank you very much. Garlic. We cook the onions for roughly 4 minutes. Add on the garlic for, after 4 minutes, add on the garlic cook it for a minute. And then add on the celery and carrots. There's another way that I learned. I seen one of the chefs that I worked with before, and he used a potato masher. And it's very good. Now back into the heat. When I cook the mince, I'll cook it for 10 minutes until all dried up, and start taking on the red wine. Oh, whoopsie. I think I drank all my red wine last night, so improvise. I will put on a dash of white wine. But if you are at work, make sure it's red wine, or else. Now that's nearly close enough, because half the wine is gone. So we cook it for another 4 minutes. And it's ready to take on the chopped tomatoes, the tinned tomatoes, and the tomato puree. Now we go in first for the puree. Now, tin tomatoes. So I'm adding on half a tin. So whatever the size of tin tomatoes, half a tin of water. 700 or 800 grams, sorry, of penny pasta. So you cook that one in a good bit of water. And cook it and follow the instructions on the pasta. Now I put on a lid on that one because I'd like to cook the sauce a little bit longer until I start putting on the seasoning on it. So probably I'll cook for 20 minutes, then I'll be back. Now I think the pasta is ready. Now I'll show you one tip how to check the pasta. When it's cooked, just pick it up. You can press it. If it is soft, yeah, it's nearly ready. But the quickest way to do it is cut it. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, if there's no more, oh that's hot, if there's no more white thing in the middle, throw in a little bit of foil. Now I start putting on seasoning. I have a vegetable bouillon or chicken bouillon. Break it up. The sourness of the or tartness of the sugar, or sorry, tomatoes. Do small bit at a time, because if you put on too much salt, you can take them out. So you do it little at a time. Be patient with it, because you have to stir it a lot of time as well when you're seasoning, because if you don't, if you don't, you're gonna get salty part of it, and do it small bit at a time or by stages. And for me, it's a lot easier to season it towards the end, because if you season it at the very start, season it properly in there, by the time you simmer it for a good while, the liquid evaporates and your dish goes salty. So sometimes, well, for me it's a lot better if it's a lot easier to season it towards the end, because as I said, the liquid at the start, when you season it properly at the start, it will get salty. So, and small salt or small seasoning at a time and taste it. And one thing, as the very first thing they told me before, is that double dipping. You use the same spoon. Double dipping means you use the same spoon, don't even wash it. You just put it in, stick it, and then put it into your mouth, and then do it again. That's double dipping. So maybe what the best thing you can do is use the spoon once, and then if you want to use it again, wash it. Now when I'm seasoning this one, I go a little bit heavy, a little bit on the salty part, because the pasta has no seasoning on it. It just tastes it's bland. So by the time that you put them together, and the pasta absorbs all the flavor from your sauce, it will balance it out. Now she's good to go. Now dinner's ready. Thank you very much for joining me today. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye. Water for the accent.